Hey, what's up guys? Dr. Moneybags here today with another Clash of Clans video, bringing you my fourth episode of my No Splash class series. And today we're going to talk about not the gameplay, but I'm going to give you a quick overview of what the gameplay is going to be. It's just going to be me doing a couple upgrades and farming. That's pretty much about it. I upgraded the Talent 6 in this episode, and yeah, that's the quick overview of what's going on in this video. Just getting into what I want to talk about. Apologies for not uploading for a while, guys. I just moved back to college. I've been getting settled in up here, so I haven't uploaded for about a week or so. And I've been trying to think about how I want to take this channel, because I know Clash of Clans is probably going to die out here in not too long, but I will continue to have gameplay of Clash of Clans. Don't you worry if you guys are like Clash of Clans. I will still have gameplay here, but I want to take this channel in a different direction with a new series of mine that I've been wanting to do. This is actually one of the first things I've wanted to do when I started a channel on YouTube, was to have a Let's Talk series where we just talk about anything and everything that is worth talking about, or anything that I think is worthy of talking about and I want to talk about, and something that I've thought about and I'm interested in. So something that I'm kind of educated in, or I've thought about for a while. So that's what I want to do for this commentary. So hopping right into that. Oh yeah, and before that, I'm going to probably be uploading about once a week. I'm gonna be busy with school, so, and a bunch of extracurriculars. So my goal is to upload once a week, maybe twice a week if I get the time. I just gotta see with my scheduling, but expect about once a week, and I hopefully will be able to keep to that. I'll let you know if I will not be able to upload. So stay tuned for that. And hopping into this commentary. So what I want to talk about today is being well-rounded and experiencing a variety in life. These two topics for me go hand in hand. I'm going to start with well-rounded. So for those who do not know what what well-rounded means, I'm talking about well-rounded individuals. And these are people that are proficient in most tasks, and they are able to conquer new tasks proficiently using their own critical thinking skills, which are very important. So that's the way I like to decipher what a well-rounded person is. And we're going to go into the pros and cons of this person, or this type of person. So I'm going to go through the pros first. They have good morals and an image. They like to meet new people. They're successful. They are very connected. They like to build their general knowledge with experiences by exposing themselves to new things. So they'll go out of their way and try something new, not necessarily on a daily basis, but it just depends on the person. Some people are more outgoing than others, but generally these people try and challenge it every once in a while when they feel like they have been doing the same thing for too long. They'll go out and do something new and kind of get out of the loop of what they've been doing the last couple weeks or months or years or whatever, how long it's been. That's what a well-rounded person likes to do. They tackle obstacles effectively, so they have something new that's put like in their way. They're able to conquer it very effectively, and they think for themselves. That's going to be my segue into the next section. I will get into that in a second here. Some cons. They could be, so I didn't really find too many cons for being well-rounded. Well-rounded is a very good trait to have, in my opinion. I like to consider myself as being a well-rounded individual, and later in the commentary I'll get more into some of my experiences and why I believe I'm well-rounded, and I'll explain to you guys some things that I've experienced and just give you some examples. So some of the cons are lack in specialization in one area, or too much exposure. So pretty much the two things that it could be is like, let's say I'm too well-rounded, meaning that I don't get good at one specific thing. So let's say I go to school and I don't find any topics interesting, and I don't think I can become proficient in something. So I'll just pick a major and go into that. So let's say I chose English major, something easy, and I never really got good at it or didn't put the time into it. But that's kind of a problem with being too rounded. You kind of want to, I don't know, it's for me, usually everyone will find something they really like to do or something that intrigues them. Some people don't, but generally most people do by the time they usually by the time they get a degree, they know exactly what they're doing because they have a degree. So where I'm going with this, having too much exposure is also a bad thing. So if you're trying to expose yourself to too many things, you could overwhelm yourself, or you're not going to focus on your main goal. Being well-rounded, but you also want to have being well-rounded also means having something that you want to strive for as well to be good at. But you don't want to like stay in within a mean. So of course, like for me, I'm a studying engineer. I've mentioned that in a couple of my other videos. I want to study engineering, so that's what I'm focusing a lot of my time on to do that. But I'm also have a lot of other capabilities. I'm an Eagle Scout. I like to go camping. I think I like to say I have pretty good people skills. I can talk to a lot of people. Think I'm a good person. I hope so. Those are like traits or qualities that I think a well-rounded person acquires or has. And they can acquire them, so you can become well-rounded. It's not an impossible, ideal, like, istic goal that no one can conquer. Just a heads up before I go further, this is going to be kind of a long commentary. Probably be around 10-15 minutes, something like that. Probably like 15 looking at the time now. Okay, so the segue I was talking about earlier, they think for themselves. So this is leading into variety. So a well-rounded person tends to expose themselves to new things, and a variety in life is a very good quality, and it's essential to be a well-rounded person, in my opinion. Allows you to exposing yourself to a variety of things uses your critical thinking skills, which are very important. Not a lot of the population has critical thinking skills. I believe the number's about 30%. Don't quote me on that. I haven't done research on it, but from what I've heard and what I've kind of remember from when I was told, and just told from multiple sources, it's somewhere around 30% where people actually critically think about things. So, example would be politics. A lot of politics tend to talk about a lot of things. Some people will just vote for someone just because they like the way his hair is, and they don't really, or they like his image, and they don't actually know what he's doing. So people that use critical thinking skills actually look into and see if this is someone they actually want to vote for, if they're actually going to do something. That's the difference between critical thinking and non-critical thinking skills. And they don't believe everything they're told. And they try and so basically this is what the three things: they don't believe everything they're told, they expose themselves, and they learn and gain experiences. Though that's what a well-rounded person does, and that is what is exploring a variety in life. That's kind of like the core values of that. So I'm gonna hop more into my personal experiences with this, and these are going to be more opinionated. So these are less more things I'm just kind of telling you as a general thing. So they could be a little biased. So first thing I'm going to talk about is walking to a new group of people. So this is a difficult thing for a lot of people to do. Not a lot of people do this, but so I'm going to talk about here about, let's say, your elementary school friends, people that you met in your childhood. Those are some of the first people you meet, and that are not essentially from your family, and those tend to be like your first friends. Meet people in elementary school, become good buds with them, you hang out with them, you go through school, and you know these people all the way until you graduate high school, and then you go to college. So let's say you're that group of people, and you didn't through that experience you didn't expose yourself to other groups of people. So in this case, you're not necessarily being well-rounded, because you're kind of just isolating yourself in one group of friends, which this is what a lot of people do, is because they don't want to get out of their comfort zone, and people are afraid. There are good reasons why people like to stay in their own core group of people, but if they do this, they're generally not a well-rounded person, because they kind of like close themselves, and they don't expose themselves to other people and what other people think, and they don't look at the world, and I don't know, there's a lot of reasons why, but it's more of like they kind of just close them out. Big one is they close themselves out, and they don't try and meet new people and gain experiences. Those are the core things about being well-rounded. So things that I like to do when I walk into a new group of people, you generally these days I don't expect much when I walk into new groups of people. I hope to find people I like. It just kind of naturally happens. That's how friends are made. You don't really think about it too much. It just happens. That's how a lot of things happen in life. you can't plan for everything. But let's say I walk into a new group of friends up at college, and I just go into their dorms, and I'm like, hey, what's up? And I kind of just I get introduced to another friend or something like that. Generally, what I like to do is I kind of sit back and kind of don't really give too much away, and I look and see and try and figure out the group of people and how they act and what they like to do, and try and find similar interests to talk about. That's usually what I do. But if I kind of see some common ground and I feel like I can talk to them, I will do that. But on the same token, if I get introduced into this group and then I try and make an effort to talk, and then after a while I can kind of tell that the group doesn't really want to talk to me, um, I will not. I generally won't make any too many more efforts, and I'll probably stay around for maybe 10, 15 minutes. And if no one else comes over and talks to me, I'll usually walk out and not even bother with that group of people because they're not attempting to include me in their group. So this is going to hop into another spot. So that's kind of my example of uh, kind of like going out and exposing yourself to other people and doing something you wouldn't normally do. That's doing that. Sometimes you might find a good group of friends. I've done that before, and it's kind of a cool thing to do. If you haven't done it before, I highly recommend you try it. Just don't expect too much because sometimes people are generally pretty nice, but sometimes you can walk in, you can meet some nasty people, which has happened to me a couple times as well. But that's what a lot of people are afraid of. It's kind of what you get when you go in this, but you just gotta have a thick skin and kind of do that if you want. If that's something you want to do. But anyways, moving on. So what I like to do, I kind of like to be a mediator. So I'm gonna give an example of when I go to the dining hall. So usually when I go to the dining hall, I go and meet up some friends. Sometimes I'll go with friends and plan it. Other times I'll go and just see who's there, and I'll just sit down with people. Or if not, I'll sit by myself. It doesn't really matter to me. I'll go in and I'll just go in with, let's say, group of friends A. So group A I go with. So I hang out with them, and then one of my friends from group B is just a lone guy, just one person, comes over and he's like, "Hey, can I sit with you guys?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, sure," because I know him, but he doesn't know group A. So he sits down. So usually what I try and do is if group A will generally be having a conversation, and group B will usually be either talking amongst themselves or if they're by themselves, I will engage them for a little bit, and then sometimes if I start talking with group A, they'll kind of like lean back and like they'll like go on their phone, and that's not a good thing. You don't want to like I don't like seeing people do that. Like I like to keep people included in a group. So what I do, I'm very aware of noticing that type of thing. So what I usually do is um, I will include them in the group as well. Like, so if I'm talking about something, let's say I'm talking about baseball and they don't know anything about baseball, I'll explain to them like what's going on with the conversation, like why this person is important or like anything like that. It doesn't really matter. But I'll just kind of explain to them what's going on, and then they'll feel a little bit more included. And then sometimes my friends will introduce themselves. So I just try and like if I notice that they're kind of like pushing away from the group and they're not being engaged at all, I'll try and bring them into the group and like I don't know, I'll bring them into the group and I will include them because I feel like that's the right thing to do, and that's where I kind of think where I have some more well-rounded capabilities because a lot of people will not do that. They will stick to their own group and they won't even bother with trying to meet a new person after they have their core group of friends. But that's a big part of life is meeting new people, so that's just something I like to do. I like talking real and honest. Like I like to talk with people and be honest and real with them. So that's kind of what I like to do with that. So that was just it was kind of a long video, guys. But this is my kind of my thoughts on being well-rounded in variety. I think these are great qualities in people, and I feel like everyone can have them if they take these steps and they try and apply them. And the big thing I want you guys to get out of this is go out and expose yourself to something new. Try something new, learn something, and don't just try and stick to the same sort of schedule you're comfortable with. It's really fun. I mean, it might suck at first, but you'll find doing something new after probably about 15, 20 minutes, you're going to really like trying to do something new if you find something that you try something new and you like it. It's quite something. It's a beautiful thing. There's a lot of things to experience in life, and I believe this is one of the good ones to try and do. So if you guys found this video helpful or interesting, please leave a like, and I will see you guys on the next video. Later.